Yo, what's up, guys? I'm going to be going over how J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings offense struggled versus the Atlanta Falcons here on Sunday night, and kind of what led into it. They also struggled a little bit Monday night versus the Bears outside of a fourth quarter resurgence from the offense. But I'm going to go over the good, the bad with J.J. McCarthy, and I just think that they are going to struggle as an offense until they get some of their guys back. But just a quick couple stats that is insane to me that I've never thought I would see out of the Vikings and the Kevin O'Connell offense is they are last in EPA per play on offense right now at negative 0.263 and with a insane negative 0.390 EPA per dropback, which is almost a point 0.1, which is a point 0.1 difference between the second last team, the Tennessee Titans, here at number 31. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get right into it here. So we got a 3rd and 2 here versus the Falcons here with 5 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the first quarter, and I just think JJ's eyes are in the wrong spot here. So they're gonna kind of run a stop setup here. So what they're gonna run is it's called stops, and they're gonna have a switch release from their slot here. So what it's gonna be. So I don't know if he recognizes man right away, but you're gonna get a switch release and a speed out here on 3rd and 2. Okay. And then so they're gonna have answers for everything. So first, like cover 3 and stuff like that. These guys are gonna sit. So it's gonna be like a post cross. It's gonna be like a cross or sit, and then they're gonna have this guy run a flag sit. So he's gonna look like he's running a flag and sit. So this is kind of the main progression here. I just don't think he recognizes man right away because where his eyes go is right to the middle of the field. If he was reading man, he would be able to get to his switch release, which they do hit later in the game here, which I have. So I'm going to let the play run out there. So that's kind of what the play they're going to run here. So we're going to look at the play. So as you can see, he hikes. His eyes stay in the middle of the field, and he never gets to his switch release down here on Naylor, who is, in my opinion, wide open. So if we go to the end zone view from what he's looking at, it's from the front side. That's fine. But as you can see, look at the way Billy Bowman has to play this. He's going to be on the back hip of his speed out. So that's kind of where I'm looking here. I don't know if he necessarily sees that. I think he sees Thielen coming across, and Thielen just doesn't get open in time. He is looking there, and I just think he is scared to throw it maybe. I don't know. I feel like this is open right here. It's a 3rd and 2, so you got to give it a chance. And I think they didn't pass pro well on this play. I just think, James Pierce gets here on the stunt. I just think this ball should be out already to our switch release down here. So I think he just misses that guy, and, might have been a bad play call. We only had one answer versus man, but I think at the same time, we got to hit that answer, okay? So the next play I got here is now pretty sure it's okay, now this is a 3rd and 6. So obviously the Vikings game plan have been reading a lot of man coverage on 3rd down. Billy Bowman acts like he's blitzing, but again, they're in man. So they get a switch release here. It just goes a little deeper this time. Naylor's going to press him vertical and beat him to the sticks, okay? And he's on time right here. We're going to hit, but we're on time. And it's also like a little mesh with it too. So he's able to read the switch release here. So as you can see, it's pretty much mesh spot here with a switch release out versus man. So if he doesn't get the look he likes over here, where Billy Bowman has leverage, he's not going to throw it. But, pre-snap, we're able to read this out pretty easily. We're going switch release out, okay? We're coming around, running our mesh. Thielen's going to set a pick, and then Jefferson here is going to sit over top of the ball. So, again, we have multiple reads in this progression that's saying, okay, we got our fast man beater in our switch release out here. Then we also have our chance versus man on our pick man if we have enough time to get to it, which he does not. He reads it pretty well. They are sending pressure here. And, if it is zone, we should have Jay Jetta's or the mesh here if they sit accordingly, right? So, again, he is right. He gets his eyes in the right spot, is willing to throw it on time. Look at how early he throws this ball. He throws it out of the break, which is really encouraging to see that he's able to get his eyes there. But again, I think when you are looking for things like this, we are looking for consistency. And I think we had it earlier. The Vikings obviously run this play a lot. They saw something a lot in the game plan of cover one. And so there we're going to use the switch release here to get them to the outside, to the numbers here, to expose the leverage against their slot. And as you can see, Naylor's able to come up with a big play. So let's see if we can see it from the end zone cam here. We're going to see his eyes. Okay. He sees man. His eyes directly are sitting on it. They get pressure. He's able to release it early. Get the ball at the Naylor for a great play. All right. So we have another sack here. So I think a lot of sacks do come from offensive linemen, but I'm a big believer in quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long, stuff like that, where I do believe that the quarterback is a big component in sacks. Now, not all the time that's true. It's very subjective in my opinion. So, as you can see here, we're going to motion Aaron Jones in. So we got split back, okay? Now, as you can see here, they're in a 3-4 defense, okay? So these guys, these overhangs here could be coming at any time, right? They could be coming at any time. They could be green dogging, which means that, maybe, this guy comes out. Depends, right? We don't know, okay? We don't know yet. But obviously, this is the play call we like in this spot. So, he's coming, all right? Now, this could just be a bad play call in general to set us up in a poor situation. But in my opinion, if I'm reading this, he sees it. Look at where his eyes are. It's here. He's looking at here. And when I see that, he's going to go fake toss, and his eyes come right back to the middle of the field, okay? And in my opinion, there's no reason to do this, all right? If we know this guy's coming out on the route off the fake toss, we have a guy coming across here and a guy here, we have numbers where we're hot, okay? So, where we're hot is on our play side, and he is looking straight down the middle of the field, which never had a chance, and I think it was easy to come back to this. If we see this guy, full sprinting at us, we should be able to understand that, right? We see that. We see it off the snap, okay? Get it out to him, okay? And this is kind of a thing where, he's probably taught in a situation to go, hey, listen, we're going to fake toss, and these guys are going to flow with it, okay? These guys are going to flow. So we want you to get this guy over top of the hooks. They don't really bite on it because they know that their guys are probably off the edge here, so... And he just never comes back to it. And, when I'm thinking of a quarterback play and reading defenses here, if this guy comes, it doesn't really matter the play set up here, okay? They have technically 2 guys, possibly 3 playing this side of the field. So at worst, we're 3-on-3 here, okay? And as you can see, Aaron Jones is going on a route. I just don't think, he fully sees we're hot here. I think this is a bad play in general versus the defense that we get. Maybe we just don't see 56, but we just never come back over here, and I think this is where our eyes should be. Now, he does get pressured off the right edge, which is fine, but I think you got to know that as soon as we see this, right, or we see 2 guys here, right, we see 2 guys over the ball. Come back to here, right? Come back to here, okay? Get over here. We got to get over here some way, somehow. It's kind of pretty much like a Y cross setup here off a fake toss. But so what that means is we're going here. Then we're going to go dig. Okay. And we're clearing it out. Okay. And then we're going to have our hot probably over here. Like, we're rarely going to throw one of these if we're hot off an edge. Okay. Now, if they come down to go play the fake toss, which they don't really take that step in. I think that's because they know that the edges are coming possibly here. They take their step, and there just isn't anything. The middle field is closed, okay? So our eyes got to get back to the outside of the field. You could take a shot here, and I just want to get back to our, hot over here, which he just doesn't. I think he's just stuck, I think a big coaching point that they probably have is this is the guy when we run this play, right? Like, they think they're going to get the linebacker's eyes down. which they just don't. So we got the next play after here, pass to Adam Thielen. This is a great play. So they start an empty. They bring Mason in here to probably chip. Let's go see. They do. He's gonna block. Okay. And as you can see, they've been running a lot of man. So we're gonna call a straight man beater. Okay. We're gonna get 2 crossers. Okay. We're gonna get 2 crossers pretty much in a deep post. So let me remake that real quick. So when they're calling this play, so they know they're gonna get 1 high. Okay. Now they also think they're gonna get man. Okay. They think they're gonna get man. So it's around here. So what they're telling him is if it's man, pick one of the crossers, all right? And then if it's cover 3, they know that our guy is going to have leverage inside of the corner here. So they're pretty much, they have a really good play call on in a max protect situation where these guys are kind of blocking and they could be chipping. But he's pretty much reading the 1 high safety here and then picking a crosser, okay? So watch the play go out. We got the robber defender, all right? He's picking this guy, all right? He's going to help. They're doubling Jefferson, okay? So that means Thielen is now open on this crosser. So he is able to pick the right guy here, the Thielen, which is a very easy play. And I think it was a very, good play call here. As you guys can see, they're chipping. Because as an offensive play caller, you cannot always be right. So the way I create plays in real life, or the way that I want to see a play caller and how they are, how they're teaching their plays, how they go about their plays is, if we're wrong about what we're getting, are we still right? And what I mean by that is, if they didn't get man here, okay? They didn't get like a man here, correct? If they didn't get man here, he is directly eyes or on the middle safety, okay? He knows who the middle safety is. He's the one that take a step back, okay? This guy's coming forward. He knows who the middle safety is. So hypothetically, if they did not get man, which they did, which they were right, hypothetically, they didn't get man, this guy goes back, right? This guy is going to play back here. This safety would have to pick probably the crosser coming across if it was like 3 buzz. So what I mean by that is generally that it's probably going to be 3 buzz if you don't get man on this. So what I mean by that, we're going to have a deep third, we're going to have another deep third, we'll have a middle third, and then we'll have our buzz defender, okay? Which means he's probably going to go take this guy here. What then they would read is just Jefferson coming across the field would be his read versus 3 buzz. Hopefully, and this guy, they would have their underneath checkdowns. But he is solely reading the middle third defender here to understand, okay, if I don't get 1, which it is 1, it is man, how can I manipulate this guy? And he's just reading this guy the entire time, all right? He knows he's going to go the opposite of this guy. So if it was cover 3 and he's going to go help on Jefferson, he's going to have this deep post behind him. So it's a really good play call, really good design. As you can see, look at Naylor. Look at where Naylor was be. This guy had to pick, okay? Even though it is man, this guy would have to pick one of the crossers. It was 3 buzz, so they were right against man, and they got a big play off of it. So I think it was a really good play call. They were able to have protection in to be able to complete that play. All right, so now we got 9:18 left. Now, we're going to have another really good play here, okay? We're kind of getting like cover 1 man again, okay? A lot of man. I don't think a lot of man with a lot of help on Jefferson, okay? Okay, so this is a really good throw by him, but this is pretty much bench and a dig. So he's going to run a 5-yard out, and then we're going to run a corner off of top of him. We're going to get a hook here. If it's man, we're going to come back to this side, and he's going to get it like a 10-yard in, okay? So what we're reading here is if we see man, which we do, this guy, he sets him up very well, okay? Throws it off timing. Beautiful, okay? Beautiful off time. He throws it literally perfectly. This is a perfect ball. And this is the thing about JJ is I think he has it in him. I just think right now that the protection isn't good enough for him to have more plays like this, and he's also thinking, way too much. So I think we still need the reps, and I think that it's gonna come together. Like you don't. This is very good quarterback play right here to understand that, right? To get that ball out there. So I think there's a lot of good with him here. I just think there's a lot going wrong with the Vikings offense, and through 2 weeks, being last in EPA per play really isn't a thing I expected. So now we got a sack here, okay? So now this is where, in my opinion, he's feeling the game is moving too fast for him right now, and this is where they'll say, JJ, you just got to trust yourself, okay? So right here, they're going to have a really interesting setup, okay? So they're going to have a wheel, okay? They're going to run a wheel, which is now manned by Ellis, okay? Okay, you see how they have that manned by Ellis? They're going to have a deep dig by Jefferson. So what they're trying to do is get him to bite on something. Because what Thielen's going to do is sit right here. Thielen's going to sit right in front of his face. So as soon as JJ takes the step, the end of his drop here, he's reading this middle safety. So they're setting it up nice. Okay? They have a hook defender here. And the thing about JJ is he gets too paranoid quickly. So this is the kind of the play they're running. So they probably would want him to get to this guy, right? Like, how is the middle of the field looking? Okay, well, he's here. He sees, okay, Thielen didn't really win on his route. Bates isn't really biting on it. Like, he's feeling Jefferson coming behind him. And he decides, and I think it's James Pierce here, is keeping his, his rush lane. So he's getting his rush. He's like, I can't let him leave contain. So he doesn't. We have pocket here. We have a good pocket here, okay? We have a really, really good pocket here. We could work here. But the thing about it is, his eyes is only drift on this side of the field here, and his feet start working that way, okay? He didn't get to the part where it's man. Jalen Nailor runs a really good route. Look at this. We're playing him on our back hip. He doesn't know. He doesn't know if we're going in. He's man on us. He doesn't know if we're going in or out. Okay? He has no idea. Okay? No idea. No clue. And if we just got to our last guy, this guy passes it off to the middle safety here. And look at wide open touchdown here, but we just got a little too paranoid too quick. So, and he just didn't feel the pocket right, in my opinion. I think we got to step up in this area. His eyes, he's just drifting with the play rather than, feeling the pocket out and going with the play. And Jalen Nailor wins on his route here. And we're just not able to make anything happen out of it. And, it is a terrible situation. We're on 3rd and 14. You want to make a play, but you got to trust your team. You got to trust the play. And this is where the paranoia sits in for him a little bit. All right, so here we go. This is where I think we kind of miss Jordan Addison a little bit. So we're going to run a fast motion here. And I don't think this is on JJ. He makes the right read. So they get man again. They're getting man, they're getting one man the entire game. And why is that? They have Jesse Bates, okay? They trust Jesse Bates to make the right decision. So off their fast motion, so if I'm going to back a little bit. Off our fast motion here. You probably pretty know it's man, okay? So he's going to run a comeback, okay? We're going to get a comeback from Nailor, okay? And versus man, that's probably what they're telling him to do. So as you can see, they get 2 stops right here. And J Jet is on like a little bang 8, okay? But versus man, he knows. We got this guy. The issue about Nailor's route right here is he never makes him open up. Like, he never makes him feel the threat of getting vertical, which is a great play by Bowman here because he knows he's protected here. If he wants to go right at Jesse Bates, go right ahead. So I'm not mad at the decision here. We throw it with great anticipation. Billy Bowman makes a great play here. So I'm not really worried about this interception. I think this is a great play by the defensive back. He rides the hip of him on the comeback and just runs the route for us, pretty much. Picks the ball off. It's the right decision, in my opinion. It's the right decision, right? It is 100% the right decision. Billy Bowman just rides the route for us, and it is picked off there. I'm not totally mad at it. I think, you know, getting a lot of man, I think they kind of knew, and he's going here off the snap. Look at, where's his eyes? Middle eye safety. We're getting into our man, and Billy Bowman runs the route for us. You know, maybe we put it a little inside, but again, I'm not mad at that pick. All right, here's the other one. So this play was reversed. So this could have been another interception here, which during the game we're like, okay, right, like another interception right after. So right here we're gonna get a motion. Okay. So as you can see, the way they're playing offense is very intriguing, because they know they're getting a lot of man. So let me go back to the sideline view here. So they know we're getting a lot of man, just the way they're like running their routes. So we're gonna get a motion crosser here by Thielen. So he's gonna come across the field. We're gonna get like a sail route by Jettas, like a post corner in a way. Then we're gonna get a little bit of a backside like sit route by Hawkinson. Okay, so you can see we get a little bit of sit route by Hawkinson, and we're gonna get like a deep out off that side by Naylor. So I'm gonna show you guys the play here. So I'm gonna take me back to the sideline here. This one's like bugged or something. Okay. So you can see we're gonna get that motion. We're gonna get the crosser. Okay. This is more of a cover 3. Okay. You can tell that by the way his footwork here. He's dropping back. He knows that. So now it's like a 3 mat, and he's gonna go play the inside guy. So he does a great job. Look at, so Bates is in like a little hook zone here. So he's kind of reading Bates here in the middle safety here. So the middle safety is going to go bite on this, okay? And he's feeling pressure. I actually like the read by JJ. Jesse doesn't really feel TJ Hawkinson fitting in this zone here. And Billy Bowman makes another great play coming from a side that, it's got to be out a little quicker in my opinion. But it's not the wrong decision, okay? As a quarterback, like, you're trusting your offense at the same time. Look at his eyes, okay? His eyes are here, okay? Get Jesse. He's getting Jesse to the middle of the field here. Look at where he's breaking. Look at how he squares his shoulders and comes back. He just didn't expect Billy Bowman to be in that play right there. So a little bit of a weird play there. That was incomplete, but again, I'm not mad at it. I think he's thinking of the game the right way, and that's just kind of, you know, quarterbacking, and it's a mental thing anyway. It's we need reps, right? So, you know, and this is a great play by Billy Bowman. All right, his job is to sit here. He goes in, plays this. We're just a little late in my opinion, because he was really scared of Jesse, which in my opinion you should be scared of Jesse in a hook zone. He's one of the greatest players at it. But as you can see, look at how his shoulders set. Okay, we can see that from the end zone view. He is getting these players to go play that crosser. He just forgets about Billy Bowman. So, you know, there's a lot of good with J.J. McCarthy, and there's been bad, but look at how he sets his shoulders. So look at his shoulders, okay? Good work in the pocket here. Dipping, gets the shoulders. We got Watts, and we got Jesse to play this inside here, and we are just a little late on it, and Billy Bowman makes a hell of a play. So, again, I don't think JJ's playing that bad. From the comparative reason of, I think there's a lot missing on this offense right now. We're missing a really good tackle. You know, offensive lineman got hurt during this game, and we're missing a really, really good playmaker on offense. So I think, you know, JJ's going to be fine. We just need the reps. And I don't think, to me, that he's playing as bad as it looks. I just think the offense is not clicking right now, and there's plays that we could have that were just so close that if all 11 players were there, all 11 players are making these plays, I think the offense would be way better. But it is a little concerning that, again, we are completely dead last in drop back EPA per play. I think JJ is a player that, in my opinion, fights from the pocket and wants to extend rather than extending. So he's going to fight from the pocket. I think, I think Carson Wentz might be a better option now. But when everyone's healthy, I think JJ is going to look way better than he has been the last 2 weeks.